the end of the day, I do want to get in the entertainment industry, and if I have to ride Sierra's coattail, Rihanna's coattail, Chris Brown's coattail, Young Bird's coattail, and we got some interesting pictures on him. Honey, have you been on Media Takeout lately? Hello.
When many of us came to college, we didn't really know what to expect or how to act. For Brandon Robinson and Bootz Durango, this was the setting needed to finally transform who he really longed to be.
This is an entity known as Bootz Durango, a performer. Always in costume, always performing. You never really get a genuine sense of who I am. You know who Brandon is. Brandon is the insecure individual who's assimilated into society and closeting who Bootz really was. Does that make sense? Yes. So Bootz is actually the individual who is prominent in my life now because I was afraid of who he was in high school. I was afraid to be different. I was afraid to express how I really was feeling on the inside. And you know, you just don't wake up one day and put on a wig and a dress. You experiment. You figure out what you like.
Once he figured out who he wanted to be, it has been nothing but a growing process.
I desire to be an individual who inspires people using my talent, using performing artistry. So therefore, that's what I'm going to do, using my homosexuality or my sexual preference as a beacon to do so, crossing gender lines. However, I could have used anything to do so. I could have used plants, walked around with plants on my head, and still wore boy clothes.
That's not to say he doesn't have haters.
Because you're going to get talked about, especially if you dress like I dress on a daily basis. You're going to get talked about. You're going to get the looks. You're going to get the stares. However, as a performing artist, I love the limelight, so that attention actually turns me on.
If one thing was made clear, it's that Bootz just wants to entertain.
Because through talent, in music, in comedy, in acting, and things of that nature, people are able to expand their horizons. It's fantasy, but we lose our imagination once we grow. Just be who you are. Be who you are. Express yourself in the way that you see fit, and be confident. I thought we were gonna make it, but you turned on the one way. Oh, babe, such a legend. And the dreams that we dare to dream really do come true.